morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company. Welcome back to Walpurgisnacht. It is Walpurgisnight. It is time once again for Vegas in the city. It's time to step up to the roulette table and put it all on green. Oh yes, but before we begin... Nah, I'm just kidding. Let's get straight there. What do we got? Is that a guitar? It's harmony! It's harmony! Oh yeah! Ooh! Okay, cool. I don't want to see any more than that. I want to be fucking surprised. We're coming at this with possibly the most amount of lunacy I've ever had, right? Which I appreciate is laughable to a lot of you, but you know what? I'm not a whale, so I never end up with that much. But we have a variety of tickets and stuff we can use. We have a shit ton of lunacy, and we have an assured extraction 3-star, I think from this season and also from somewhere else. So rest assured, we're going to get something today. Bare minimum, we're walking away with something. That's quite nice. Let's get started on this, shall we? Announcer extraction rate does not affect 3-star IDs or ego rates. Instead, 2-star and 1-stars have load rates to make room for the announcer. Sure, yeah. I guess people really want his said, don't they? Can't say I blame them. I do wonder if they'll make a presence in the story at some point, though, purely because I'm thinking of it from perhaps a business perspective, where it's like, well, they're getting these voice actors in, you know, like they just got fucking his head in, which is pretty wild. I believe Angela is an announcer now as well, so look, you can call a voice actor in to just do like a handful of lines and pay him for a day's work, sure, but I just get the feeling that if they're opening up those lines of communication, although there might be shared voice actors, I don't know them all, so maybe some of the voice actors who did, like Angela or his said, are also a part of the main cast for Limbus. I don't fucking know. But it feels like maybe, possibly, even if it is just in some side shit like a Walpurgis event or an Intervallo or what have you, we might start seeing some lines from these characters, maybe even if it's just like a memory event or something. I don't know, or fathom anything. I'm not too held up or caught up on the idea of having the Ruiner characters in Limbus because, you know, I do believe a story should move forward, not linger on shit that happened before. But if there is a chance they'll show up, it's pretty exciting, you know? It's something I'd definitely like to see. And, you know, the entirety of Limbus Company's, like, narrative lifetime, as it were, the whole time we've been playing and it's been doing story, it has been moving forward. We linger very, very rarely on previous characters and plot points, right? I'd say Canto 9 is probably the strongest example of, in some form, lingering on a previous concept, which was, hey, that guy looks like Roland. Other than that, mostly been pushing forward. Canto 8 obviously had a member of Zhong Office and a member of the fucking Night Owls, but it didn't linger on that point. In fact, that was like in the grand scheme of things, that was kind of some throwaway dialogue. It really wasn't that big a deal in the grand scheme of the narrative of that Canto. We have many more things to spend. I didn't mean to go back. We have many more things to spend. It's okay. We might even get a pity. Nah, we don't have enough for a people, because that's like 200 pulls. And I think I would get about 150 based on what I've currently got. So there might be a lot of just sitting around and fucking seeing what we get. And most of you be thinking, well, Foreman, now is the time to click the center of the screen and open them all up in one go, you know, because you're pulling them in bulk. And I say, no, that's not how this works, I'm afraid. Terribly sorry. You've been horribly misled as to how we run things around here. Fucking bollocks. God, I love Fang Hunt Heathcliff. I would love Fang Hunt Heathcliff. That'd be fucking amazing. But no, I love Fang Hunt Hongler. Such a good ID. It's his skill 3 that sells it for me. It's not just a happy little pose he does after landing the final hit. It's that if the certain criteria are met, he pulls the pose, then hammers them again, and then pulls the pose again. And it's so charming. I absolutely adore it. Considering it's not a bad idea at all, but it's not a highlight, you know, it's not one of the strongest ITs in the game or anything. Taking all that into consideration, I'm surprised how much I like it. It's a very charming ID, and it's one I'd absolutely use alongside 7 Association, even though the synergy might not even be that great, purely because it would just be a small collection of IDs that I really like. Doing fun shit that's not as effective as I would perhaps like it to be, but hey, we ran Canto 9 with fucking Warp Corp, so I believe I've earned the privilege and the rights to do whatever the fuck I want. And no one will get on my case about it, because Warp Corp aren't the weakest team. Hello! That's a good sign. Warp Corp aren't the weakest team, but they weren't well specced for Canto 9, and I still won, so I have free reign to build whatever team I like, although the next one is probably going to be NV Charge. The one after that, however, right, because it occurs to me, I believe Merceau's Canto is next, and my purple NV Charge team doesn't really support Merceau very well. Like, he's not particularly prominent in it. Hello?
떠들지 말고 줄 똑바로 맞춰 서세요. 아침 조회부터 한술이 들리는
Ooh.
질색이어서요.
I completely forgot about this ID. And I hear it's really good. Yeah, it's a 3-star and all. Nice, okay. We could do with more spy. Something new for me.
기다려줘서 고마워. 혹시 존댓말을 생략했다고 기분이 상한 건 아니지? 반가워. 나는 헤세드야. 복지팀을 맡고 있어. 엔젤라님 말로는 우리가 당분간은 협력하며 지내라 그러네.
Well, it's interesting, in a very mild sense, but I'll draw attention to it anyway. It's interesting because the Hesed we're seeing, at least going by his dialogue, maybe not necessarily his appearance, but his dialogue implies this is Lobotomy Corporation era Hesed and not Library of Runa, because he specifically makes reference to the welfare department. Does this matter? No, not really. It really doesn't matter at all, but, you know, point out little details. The reason I made the point of mentioning the appearance is because I don't fucking remember what Hesed looks like specifically in either context. I do believe that's his Runa appearance, but I can't remember. It's been a long time, lads, a really long time. Oh, also, it's not a huge whoopsie, but I did a little whoopsie and I unpacked my Battle Pass stuff and I got Ryoshu's fucking, you know, title screen ego off camera. Didn't mean to do that, but I wasn't thinking. But yeah, Great Trichilicism, because this, the Great Trike, a lot of attack weight, gain poise, gain entangled life, 1 stack for every HP damage dealt by Ryoshu's skills, so +1 damage with base skills for every 33 stack, max 10%. Not terrible, but it's always good to get more damage. Consume all entangled life on self and deal extra damage for every 5. Okay, and then burn and bleed and lose 10 SP. Seems fine. After using an attack skill, if the enemy is staggered or defeated, gain 1 crit damage up next turn. I never like these. I get that they can be useful, but I'm not keen on them because typically this is useful in unfocused encounters. Now, there are boss fights with ads, of course there are. There are a bunch, but not many. And I don't typically need ego in unfocused encounters unless I'm running really late game fucking mirror dungeons and I haven't gotten shit that's good. I guess I haven't been running fucking infinite mirror dungeons, so unfocused encounters have never been dangerous for me. Not recently, anyway. But yeah, let's have a look at Ishmael's new ID. Spy Association West, Section 3. Aggro, defense level up, tremor and defense level, very nice. Appears to be a tanky one, which makes a lot of sense. Aggro, defense level, tremor, yep. This is all pretty standard. Inflict attack power down is always nice, and the fact that's on uptie 1 is a good fucking sign. Ward, defense level up for every 2 tremor. If this unit is in defensive stance, deal extra damage. Does not compound in potency. Stacking only extends its duration. Fixes this unit's speed to its minimum value. Gain to 5 defense level up. Each of this unit's slots gain aggro. When chaining skills, this unit can draw enemies attack towards this unit regardless of speed. Focusing counters only. That's really good. Upon clash win, trigger tremor burst. That makes her exceptionally effective in a tremor team, because she can just pop them off basically whenever she feels like it. I assume the defense skill puts her in, yeah, defensive stance, and it's a clashable guard. And she gains tremor count, which she can presumably spend. Probably at higher fucking upties. Combat start, gain defense level up equal to tremor count on self. Okay, so that's pretty good. At combat start, compare each identity's current HP to their HP at the start of the previous turn, and apply 2 defense level up to the identity with the greatest disparity of HP values between turns. That's a very roundabout way for a rather mild effect, although I guess it would be useful for like evade teams and stuff. But yeah, she seems more effective as a frontline combatant than as a support character, that's for sure. I guess I'll have to do Tremor again at some point, but I'm not eager to return. Then again, there are some really cool IDs that make it very tempting, not least of which fucking Lei Heng Merceau. and Night Owl Gregor. Yeah, there's a lot that's there that might maybe draw me back in. But not yet, I've got other stuff to do. Hang on, I don't want to dispense. Although I could dispense Young Office Ishmael. I might do that, actually, if I don't get it here. Let's keep it going. But yeah, the team I was planning to run for the next Canto, I'm thinking, right, I haven't even touched R-Corp. And last Canto, we did run a failing wing, so why not run kind of another failing wing? I don't know if R-Corp are still currently failing, but they were doing pretty bad at the end of Ruiner, so who knows. But yeah, I kind of want to give R-Corp a go, see what they're like. I like the charge stuff. I've always liked R-Corp. We all like R-Corp, just like we all like Warp Corp, so may as well give it a try. Hello!
색색이 황홀하고 아예 기억 못하게 하려는 길이구려.
This would have been really useful like a month ago. That would have been really useful a month ago. That would have been so useful a month ago. Let's have a look. I believe I heard that it was good for Rupture. Spend charge for more damage, very nice. Deal bonus pride damage by target's Rupture and reduce Rupture count by 5. Okay, so I don't think it necessarily applies Rupture, it just capitalizes on it. That's good. Start this turn it to units took no damage, gain 4 charge count, would be great for Warp Corp Yusang, because he's actually a really good evade identity. After successfully hitting an enemy with lower speed, inflict +1 Rupture count. Okay, so it is actually good for a Rupture application. It pays it off, and then it allows you to accumulate more. And this is only a thread spin 1. Cool, nice, good, like it. We'll just make sure you have that, lad. Because what's the alternative? Fucking Fell Bullet? What are you gonna do with that? You can get that, though. Oh, yes. Okay, and we continue onward. But wait, there's more. We still have, like, gameplay to do as well today, which is nuts. That's still a thing we have to do. I believe it's a Bokak, but that will have come with its own challenges and rewards, so there might be something we can play with there. And I can showcase Envy Charge. I can't remember if that team's finished yet. We'll find out in a minute, I guess. Whenever I finish a Canto, I do tend to give Limbus a bit of a break in my off time as well as in my professional time as well. It's generally a case of, like, I'm not going to force myself to play it off camera, because if you force yourself to play something, you start to get really fucking bored of it and you start to resent it, and I really don't want that to happen. So whenever I'm like, I can't be bothered to go do a mirror dungeon, for example, I'm like, well, don't then. It's not the end of the world. Oh, you'll miss out on some lunacy. It's okay, lad, don't worry. It's never bothered me too much, but what it means is that every time I come back to Limbus, I'm actually relatively excited for it, because I haven't been overstuffing myself on it, if that makes sense. At least we're getting a lot of ego shards. That's something. I really want to make use of fucking Lure Yisang at some point. I need to get the Lure team back together. So we're at 7,500 lunacy. That's a fair few still left. Oh, that's Hornet. Let's fucking go. I love that identity. Why does Merceau always get the most snappily dressed IDs? I'm not complaining. It's because he's a snappy dresser. It's because that's how he wants to dress, but he's forced to wear the Limbus Company uniform, and it frustrates him. He wants to wear the outlandish suits with the big hats. It's him and big hats all day. He's Big Hat Man. If there is a cowboy identity, he will get it, with dual pistols and everything. And he will stand there with not a hint of a smirk on his face as he draws dual pistols and guns them down. Calling it now. Yes, indeed. I do wonder... I guess everyone's wondering this at this point, so it's a pretty moot statement to phrase it this way, but I do wonder how they'll approach Merceau's Canto, and then what will actually happen when we get there. Because Canto 9 kind of bucks the trend of going to a location that is relevant to the character and finding a new golden bow. On this occasion, we went back to somewhere Ryoshi was familiar with, sure, and was, you know, significant in her life, all green. But we weren't getting new golden bows, we were reclaiming the shit we lost. I guess it's not that much of a difference really when you think about it, but I'm curious. I'm curious if they're gonna try and pull the same like ridiculously high profile moments. I'm curious how the structure of it will go in terms of locations, and I'm curious as to how we'll handle Merceau himself. He's really not a talker. And then again, neither was Ryoshu, but she actually had quite a lot of dialogue in this one, so we might get a fair bit out of Merceau, but it's hard to say. Thank you, Hised, for showing up again. I do appreciate it. 2 more to go. Well, 20, technically, but let's be real, 2 pulls. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's looking so very hopeful at this time. It really is. The only downside of having so many resources to spend on extractions is that I am honest to God running out of things to say. Because, you know, the whole time, for the past over 100 videos on this fucking game, I talk bollocks whilst doing this. And sure, with a little bit of time passing between each extraction, yeah, I can think of things to talk about, especially in regards to what we've experienced in the game and in the story thus far. But when there's this much pulling, I actually run out of things to say. I'm like, so, you guys like pizza? Oh my god, there's 3 greens! 3 greens! Put it all on green! I'm in here for the... Watch them, none of them be anything new. Not a single one will be anything new. Fucking calling it now. We'll find out in a minute. Gotta do this in the right order. It'll be 2 announcers and Hook Office Hongler. Ah, I've never been so glad to be wrong.
시작 시퀀스 확인 완료. 개체 T 공사업의 38번째 작업 진행하겠습니다.
Look at that suave motherfucker. I recognize the necklace. I just can't remember. Is it Beak? I feel like that's Beak. Might be Beak. Yeah, I think it's Punishing Bird's necklace. I remember a lot of my employees had it because it's a really easy one to get, because you're always working on Punishing Bird anyway, just to stop it from getting out and being annoying. Alteration, huh? Okay. Maybe we'll get Harmony as well? Maybe? No. I knew his said would get in there somewhere. Oh, fuck off. Okay.
그 동화의 끝이 고작 그런 결말이었나. 차라리 듣지 않는 편이 나았겠어.
Really? Fucking Aroma and Solitude. Why does Ryoshu keep getting dual fucking egos? But if I remember correctly, Faint Aroma is a crossbow. And I don't remember what Solitude is. Also, fuck that stupid llama, for fuck's sake. Well, we got 2 very good pulls there. That went marvelously. Actually, that couldn't have gone better. We'll do one of these. Put it all on green. It had to take ages to load because it's going to give me the biggest ID. It's going to give me Black Silence Gregor. Look at this. Oh. Close enough, I suppose. Well, actually, it's more like Black Silence Yi Sang at the moment, isn't it? Kinda. That was wild. I couldn't believe that. Hearing about that? Crazy. But maybe we'll get to that later if perhaps it pops up. I fucking hope so. So, Ryoshu, what's your fucking deal here? Bang bang. Bullet Solitude. God, I need to remember what Solitude is. Yeah, I am Googling it because I don't remember what Solitude is. Old lady! Oh, it's the fucking revolver! Oh, sick! I love that ego. Man, it's a good thing I didn't fucking Google that before, because Ryoshu immediately popped up on the Google search. Of course you would. But, yeah, and then Faint Aroma is, of course, fucking Aurion, whatever the shit, and it's a crossbow. Yeah, Aurion. I remember, because we had, like, 2 employees in Love Corp. They were cool, and they used Aurion stuff. So, yes, Bullet Solitude. Unsurprisingly, it's sinking. This ammo count cannot be gained or lost due to external effects, so it runs out when it runs out. Presumably she has a means to reload if she's purely range. So sinking and Tremor. God, I really am gonna have to do a Tremor team soon. There's so much Tremor going on at the moment. Bullet Solitude. Yeah. Faint Aroma. A faint aroma doesn't seem to spend ammo, so it might not actually be a crossbow here. Gain 1 stack if this unit takes sinking damage. Upon tremor burst, apply 1 to 2 faint aroma on 3 other random allies, or from random abnormalities depart. Max stack, gain 2 tremor and trigger tremor burst on self, then take gloom damage equal to sinking on self and lose all faint aroma. Cannot gain faint aroma for the rest of the turn. This unit is killed. Inflict remaining faint aroma on this unit divided by 2. Faint aroma randomly between this unit's allies. So she inflicts the ability to, at max stack, spread tremor, trigger tremor burst, and then also inflict gloom damage equal to sinking. So it's a build-up payoff situation, not dissimilar to how Tremor is typically run. Full bloom. More power if the unit is suffering. Magnificent end. Deal extra damage for every excess attack weight beyond the number of targets. Oh, so that's really... I love that there's an attack weight ability that's like, okay, but if this only hits one person, it's gonna fucking hurt. Lose all petals on self. Offense level +1 for every 10 stack can be gained up to 15 stacks per turn, max stack 30. So you can get up to +3 offense level, which is okay, I guess. Yeah, inflicts a bunch of stuff, triggers tremor burst, and does gloom damage. Very nice. This applies petals, and you also gain fragile and 2 attack power up. That's fun. I like it. Beginning counters with 6 bullets. A +1 bullet solitude. If the enemy has less than 40 SP or is staggered at this unit or any allies attack end, use bang bang as an unopposed attack. God, I love free unopposed attacks. At 0, use stories that never cease as an unopposed attack against the target and consume 10 SP to reload. Good, a reload function. I like that. And a repeatable one from the sounds of it. Gain 1 petal if the enemy takes sinking damage. Gain petals equal to faint aroma inflicted every time enemies gain faint aroma. So she gets petals really quickly. Gain 2 petals every time tremor burst is triggered regardless of the unit. Wait, so if your allies are getting tremor bursted by an opponent's attacks, she still gains petals. When the ally with the fastest speed hits an enemy with a skill that inflicts sinking, potency, count, or unique sinking, inflict 2 tremor and trigger tremor burst, and so she supports this kind of team as well if she's in the back line. Okay, she seems really effective. There's a lot of stuff there. I bet this is tremor focused. Where are you? There you are. Let's see the tremor. Burn and bleed. Fucking fair enough. Spore round. Some attacks cancel if lacking ammo. Inflict spore on the target. Well, we haven't seen what spore is yet. Buckshot. Oh, it has a shotgun fucking mode. Burn count, bleed count. Deal -50% damage against sub-targets, but it does have attack weight, and that's really good. Field test dust spark. Deal +5% damage for every 5 spore on target. Coin power +1 for burn and bleed on main target. Attack end reload germination. Effect applied. Consume 16 minus summer spore round divided by 2 SP rounded down. Reset both spore round base and spore round buckshot to 0 stacks, then gain them up to max stacks. Gain 1 burn count for every 5 stack of spore. Okay, gain 1 bind next turn. Nice, okay. Reload germination once per turn, so he can choose to do this whenever he wants, but really you want to see if you can fucking get it off of that, surely. But if you can't, then that's an option, which is appreciated. Also, it's an evade, and evades are great. Begin encounters with 10 spore round base and 6 spore round buckshot. On hit of coins that spend spore rounds, inflict 2 spore, inflict 3 spore on that. This counts as inflicting negative effects with the skill for certain purposes. Before coin use of skill is spent, says the unit does not have it, then consume 2 SP to gain 1. Okay, so he can... Oh, okay. No, I'm looking at this and I'm understanding it more. If he's out of buckshot, he can spend 2 spore round base and some SP to gain a buckshot round. But he can't do anything like that to gain regular rounds. He would have to reload normally. If this unit runs out of spore round mid-skill, cancel all subsequent coins and reload. Okay, so if he's out of ammo and runs out mid-attack, he will just reload. It ends his attack, but he does get his ammo back, which is very... generous. It's kind. When targets with spore are killed, gain 1 loyalty pheromone, gain the following effects: 1 protection, 1 haste, 1 clash power up. Very nice. Oh no, there's these. Ah, bollocks. The research team's, that's us, examination has confirmed that even gears that were outcomes of stable, refined extractions may undergo slight mutations depending on the user. No, I wouldn't attribute that to incompleteness. Rather, such changes may even be a process of these gears reaching their own completion, like real ego. Let's label this phenomenon alteration for now, and this will be a thing as time goes on, I'm sure. Double the spore for the next turn on a kill with spore diffusion. Ally Pierce base attack skill and said ally heals HP equal to 10% of HP damage dealt with the attack 2 times per encounter. Okay, so you don't get a lot, but for this turn, if all base attack skills equipped on ally skill slots or Pierce skills, all allies heal 10 SP at turn end. He's an insanely good support character, but those are 2 exceptionally interesting IDs. Okay. Well, we're out of lunacy for now. I do have tickets, but we're better off saving up until... Actually, it doesn't make a difference, but really, yeah, save up till we got 10. We can get something from this season, which would be fucking interesting, but let's start with this one. Do I have all of these? I feel like I do. I'm 90% certain I have all of them. Nevertheless, let's give it a try. We're not going to spend it on anything else, are we? It's for this specific season. But it's nice to see that the identities we're going to be getting are going to have those little bits of flavor text in them now. And it's introducing the concept of alterations, as in mild quote-unquote mutations in the process of forming ego and or attuning it to a specific person. Better believe that's going to come up in the fucking story. Sometime soon, I imagine. Oh, sometime soon, relatively speaking. Ooh, actually something new.
참으로 덥다는 게요. 본인은 지금 당장이라도 얼어 죽을 것 같소만.
Okay. I didn't realize I didn't have this one. Greatly appreciated, though. Alright, Don Quixote, what do you got? Issue Pack Way Branch. I'm gonna have to wait like fucking 5 years to use the Heishu pack because they're so ridiculously overpowered at the moment that I won't feel any satisfaction running them in a fucking Kanto until they are hilariously outdated. And then I will feel joy in using them. Rupture and Sinking, Rupture, Sinking, there's some pretty good stuff. Rupture and Sinking, coin power +1, Burgeoning of Horns. The act of burgeoning in the field. This unit's base skills inflicts +1 more rupture and sinking potency. If this unit has burgeoning horns, convert all coins of the skill into unbreakable coins. Super useful. Gain 3 burgeoning of horns. If the target has any of the panic changing effects, plus 5% damage for every stack. So you change the enemy's panic type. Units without SP, clash power -1, turn end, reduce 1 stack. This effect is not cumulative. Inflicting it will replace the current value with the afflicted value. Apply the units without SP conditional to certain enemies that have SP but can't change their panic types. Low morale, clash power -1, defense level -2, panic, clash power -2, defense level -3. That is really strong and very unique. Then maybe there are other identities that do this, but I've never seen an identity that actually changes an opponent's panic type before. I shall crush all that standeth in our way. Gain the horns. Yes. Clashable counter. We love clashable counters. When activating Exalted Command, which I believe is the thing that Honglu does. Don't remember. The Lord of Hongyan Honglu gains the following effect as the Heishu Bolus Contamination effect. Yeah, this is all the combo stuff. And this is why they're so fucking powerful. Marvelous. Well, we won't be interacting with that anytime soon, I don't think, but ideas for the future, certainly. That'll be an exciting day, because I do want to run Heishu because they look fucking sick, and I like the idea behind it, but whilst they are still up there in terms of power, perhaps not. I think I ran my Blade Lineage and Full Stop Office team at the right time, because Blade Lineage is still very strong, but they're not nearly as powerful as they were when they first came out. So that kind of balanced out nicely, but I'm gonna have to leave Heishu for a while, I reckon. It really does add something to these Kantos for me when the combat encounters are a challenge, and for that, it makes sense for me to use these old teams that I really wanted to check out. It allows me to maintain that level of challenge. Let's see what we get here. There's a lot of things here, and I dare say I wouldn't be disappointed with many of them. I'm hoping for either Yi-Sang or Greg. I think those are my two priorities. Those are the two I want the most. And honestly, those two, it's a 50-50 split. I would be delighted with either of them. But getting any of them would be pretty fucking sweet. I am very interested in seeing how they reconcile Rien's skills to a Sinner. And how that could possibly work with, like, you know, a whole team, as it were. How it could synergize. Who do we get? Yi-Sang.
선택하는 삶보다는 선택받는 삶. 이 삶의 유쾌함을 느낄 수 있었으면 좋겠소만.
That's fucking wild. That's a fucking pull. He looks great. And also there's something real concerning about that, because that's just not a smile that Yi-Sang pulls. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was concerning when Rien would do it, but it's even more concerning to see Yi-Sang do it. I would say I'm surprised we didn't get fucking Ring Maestro Nurse Father Yi-Sang, but that would be a bit on the nose, I think. Also, you couldn't really have identities of all the Nurse Fathers, at least not straight away. Maybe later. But Rien's definitely the most notable one. Fucking hello, lad. How's it going? Enwrap 330 times in long swaths of frozen blood. Yeah, we're running Karmic Consequence. Receive the prescript and undertake it. Its execution is etched as karma, drawn into a ceaseless cycle that circles back to the hand of its executor. So Dawn got the, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now, but the Index Apprentice. Dawn got the Index Apprentice's ID, so presumably these two would work together quite well. Both doing Mark of the Prescript stuff. 75 Karmic Consequence divided by 2% chance to produce a blunt weapon. Coins using blunt weapons deal more damage. If this unit is marked with Mark of the Prescript, deal extra damage. Convert coins equal to unlock stage 1 into unbreakable coins beginning with the final coin. Gain 1 poise count, gain 2 poise count on hit without cracking, inflict 1 sinking. So you're still going for unlock and fucking marks of the prescripts and stuff. That doesn't surprise me. Chance to produce a pierce weapon. Pierce deals more damage. Marks of the prescript. Clash power +1. Convert coins. Unlock unbreakable. Beginning with the final coin. Poise. Sinking. Gain poise count. Sinking count. Okay. Actually, I didn't read the name. Revel with soundless applause. Impale in voiceless sorrow. Raise and laugh. Raise and laugh the blade. Cry the waterfall like the scent of fallen leaves. At 9, Procuration Hermes. So we're still running this and all. Change this skill to Furioso Replica once per turn. We're finally there. We finally have a Sinner using quote-unquote Furioso. We're finally there. Prioritize the skill in the leftmost slot's bottom row on the dashboard. Before use at less than 9 Procuration Hermes, use as skill 3, 75 chance to produce a slash weapon. Coins using slash weapons do more damage. If the skill is marked with Mark of the Prescript, deal more damage, and a 6+ poise on self plus sinking on target. Coin power +1. Convert coins equal to unlock stage into unbreakable coins beginning with the final coin. +3 poise count, gain 2 poise, inflict 2 sinking, deal extra damage for every unlock stage, max 30%. On crit, gain more poise count. That's actually really good. On hit without cracking, inflict 2 sinking count, Furioso Replica. Unfocused volley, it hits who it hits. Only 1 copy of the skill can exist on the dashboard. If this unit is marked with Mark of the Prescript, deal more damage. This unit's coin power does not change. Instead, for every net coin power increase, final power +5. This skill is not affected by Paralyze. At 6+ poise on self plus sinking on main target, final power +1. Combat start, convert all coins to unbreakable. Inflict 1 sinking or gain 1 poise for every hit of the skill. Does not gain Procuration Hermes for this turn. Clash power +3, gain 3 poise and 3 poise count. Attack end, inflicts burn, bind, and fragile. Next turn to all targets this unit hit. Consume all Procuration Hermes. Weapon assigned to this coin is fixed as Scythe. On hit without cracking, inflicts +3 sinking count. By unpredictable whim. Gain 2 poise count. Gain 1 poise count. Turn end. At below, unlock 2. Activate the following effects once per encounter. Gain unlock 2. Wait, so you could just evade on the first turn and immediately go into unlock 2? If I'm reading that correctly? If Grace of the Prescript stack is less than 6, raise the stack to 6. Gain 5 Karmic Consequence at the start of next turn for every Grace of the Prescript gained via the effect above. Ah, so you can cheat. You can cheat the unlock and grace of the prescript system, as it were, but you would gain karmic consequences, as a result making him more and more fragile. It seems like a good idea to do it at the start of a fight, because you can get to unlock 2, and when you get to unlock 2, you start healing 10 SP every single turn, which will serve you remarkably well for the rest of the battle. So it seems like a really good shout to start the fight that way. Oh my god. Prescript device 1. Either use a skill marked with mark of the prescript or hit a target with a marked skill. Okay. Based on unlock. Oh my god, these are actually... Okay. Hit a target with a skill marked with mark or of the prescript. Okay, and then 3, or prescript device 3 here. Gain Procuration Hermes. Repeat this prescript until Procuration Hermes reaches 9 stacks. 4. Eliminate all enemies before the next prescript arrives. It seems like it does kind of depend on how the first turn is looking. You know, if it looks like Yi-Sang can't win or can't fulfill their prescript on the first turn, then you would go for the defense skill to just get yourself to a stronger position so that you can then continue to actually execute prescripts and get everything going. I'm not going to read through all this because this is insane. Yeah, you get Shin. Hey, that's fun. This is all insane, and frankly, by the time I would actually get around to using House of Spiders Yi-Sang, I would have forgotten all of this. I'd need to read it again anyway. So, needless to say, there's a lot here. This is interesting though. Upon entering the encounter for the first time, gain Wound Casing Mask. If this unit has staggered for the first time in this encounter while under this effect, recover from stagger, excluding force stagger, and convert Wound Casing Mask to Sizzling Wound. That's nice. I like that they incorporated that. Apply Desire for Acknowledgement Sated to the Index Proxy. So they do work together when both units are on the field. The idea of Yi-Sang and Don Quixote working together is interesting, because that's not a duo we've ever really seen pop up much. There was that period of time where Don Quixote and Otis kept getting paired together as, like, not literally IDs that worked together, but like in the lore of their individual identities, they were working together more. It was specifically, if I'm remembering correctly, you'll have to forgive me if I'm wrong, it was Smiling Lantern Don, I believe it was Death Ray Shoots Otis, and then the other pairing was both Blade lineages. Random weapon is assigned to every coin for base attacks. Each weapon has a unique effect. Yeah, I'm not going through all that. You fucking kidding me? Procuration Hermes when using skills to mark the prescript. Marvelous. Imitation of a Life. Deal 2% damage with skills marked with mark of the prescript for every grace of the prescript on self. This is the... Oh, this is still your combat passive. Okay. So you can get even more damage for this. At 9 grace of the prescript, deal 20% damage with base skills instead. On hit with base skills Unbreakable Coins, gain 1 Procuration Hermes. Gain Procuration Hermes equal to the number of remaining Unbreakable Coins. Okay. So if you kill them before you've used them all, you'd gain more Procuration. Grace of God. Deal plus 5% with slash, pierce, and blunt-based skills that are used for the first time by any ally once per turn across all allies. The index identities deal plus 10% damage instead. This effect's application is determined before attack. That's mad. He's fucking insane. What a sick identity. I love it. What a sick identity. Fucking hell. Absolutely incredible. Complete suppression after defeating a Bong Bong orange unit in a single encounter. I think there is going to be a theater. What? We can't deploy Gregor? Is it because it's so soon after Canto 9?
복제팀의 협조가 필요한 거지.
Okay, so I've never used my NV charge team before, so I don't really know what works and what doesn't. So I'm just gonna go...
준비는 완료했습니다.
And we're gonna see how that works. Fingers crossed, right? So you get to be the welfare captain.
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장!
Ah, we do get plot. I thought I saw the term bot gag, so I thought we were just rerunning an old event, as it were, introducing new identities but running an old event to do more like challenges and stuff. But no, it's new. It's new and interesting. Can I get 7 number 3 bolts? You know, the kind that would be used on, say, an ocean-faring vessel. I was a sailor. Number 3 bolts. Ah, bingo. You're right there. Quit lollygagging and get cracking, lass. We're swamped here. Behold, hither I have espied a combination of cracks that much resembles a fixer's sigil. It is a good day to be Don Quixote. Oh, that's right enough out of you, you little... Hey, did you just weave out more smack? Type patterns have become far too predictable. Yeah, but what if he goes for the 1-2 instead of just the 1? Oh, well, at least they're working, I suppose. About 2 days have passed since we wrapped up Operation Spider-Pyre and fucking everything that entailed. Which was a lot. The LCE department was still recovering from the aftermath of the assault, and we were assisting where we could with the restoration efforts. Though I wasn't sure what exactly we were doing here with the facility management team. I hardly expected to see you again so soon after that. Some farewell that was. Are you wearing your old fucking gear again? What happens to learning and growing as a person, Hohenheim? Well, it can't be helped that the entire facility management team is currently on paid time off. The mythical paid time off has been released to the masses. We've been loaned some LCCA personnel for the repair project, so let's make do with them. I'm surprised they haven't all been dragged back to office already, what with everything that's happened. ETO is their right and therefore must be honored. You can't just cancel their time off after signing and approving their requests, although believe me, they tried. They really tried. Then why don't we just wait till they get back from their vacays? Come on, we were busting our butts out there just a few days ago. How about giving us some time off too? Have we had time off? We, the boss company? I guess you could argue that we got a lot of time off at Hongyan, because we were just sitting around waiting for shit to do. But then the Pilgrimage of Compassion happened. I mean, nothing happened, don't worry about it. Not with multiple containment units still blasted wide open, there's no telling when the abnormalities reduced to their ovate forms will return, you understand. Should we face such a case without the containment units ready to operate, the entities will be wreaking havoc on our facility yet again. We'll all be dragged back to work, like it or not. I would much rather not deal with another containment breach incident so soon, especially when it's almost certain they'll be laying waste to the boxes of snacks we've prepared specifically for your return. That's a hell of a fucking bluff, Hohenheim. How many boxes have you got? 3. All of them 48 by 38 by 34 centimeters in dimension, the largest standard boss-sized box we have. Checks on the table. We're in. Or who do you think you are? Tell us what to do. Still, there was no point in arguing with Hohenheim when he was right. No need to needlessly drag out restoring the facility and let those abnormalities loose again. Not to mention, I appreciate that lives are pretty fucking cheap in the city, but more casualties would be rather tragic when they can be easily avoided. Besides, Gregor was still down for the count. Alright, boys and girls, I got you some cool drinks to take a quick breather. You're full of beans today, ain't you? I swear they nick my lines for his dialogue. I wouldn't be complaining if they did, and I don't actually think they do. But I swear they do. To give them fairness, that's a fairly common parlance. It's not like I'm the only person who says that, so... But I just want to believe. I want to believe. What's not to like? They've got snacks I've never even laid my eyes on before. Ooh, and come here, look at this. Ta-da, look what I found. Rhodia declared as she triumphantly held up a small can. Why is that? I don't think I've seen that before either. My family were rich. We're rich. Seriously, you've never had one of these when you were little? Oh, wait, do they not sell this stuff in the nests? Is it too poor? Is it too lower class for you rich kids? I killed a tax official. Oh, I know this. Oh, it's just that shaky and drinky thing, innit? Why is that funny? I don't know why it's funny, but it is. Oh, it's that fucking shaking and drinky thing. Oh, fuck. You mean like a milkshake or... Obviously not a carbonated beverage unless you're planning a prank. Yeah, I knew you'd recognize this, Heath. Ah, you're all like bloody sheltered townies, you know that? Right, take a gander at this. You know that can's gonna blow up in your face if you keep shaking it like... I know what I'm doing, Bowie. You were a sailor, I know. I uncapped this thing and try a sip. It's turned into jelly. I've never heard of this. Heathcliff moved from sinner to sinner, confidently handing them each a can of well-shaken drinks. Is it a can of well cheers? That'd be a bit on the nose, wouldn't it? And the sinners all responded with varying degrees of astonishment, some of them even giving the can a double take. This is a condensation of carbonation itself, its structure compressed into pudding-like forms. Wowzers, it's like they took the juice of a fruit and trapped it in tiny bubbles. It's slightly too sweet, but it's tasty nonetheless. Ah, now this is what I'm talking about. Say, where'd you get these? I couldn't get my hands on this stuff recently. As we researchers are all rather positively obsessed with new technology, that fixation translates quite directly to addiction to unique products like these. We love snacks. The pleasant flavor gives us a nice extra dose of motivation, of course, sometimes enough to store them in expensive stasis preservation boxes, just in case we end up craving them in the future. Smart. According to our findings, the sudden paucity of this product in the mass market was caused primarily by the significant production cuts of its manufacturing plant. Despite the constant demand, it seems that the maintenance costs were far too expensive to maintain it as a large-scale operation. Just like turkey Twizzlers. And you're just giving these rarities to us? Blimey, that's actually the nicest thing someone's done for us in a while. What's the catch? What do you want? What do you know? Oh, you ain't half bad, Specs. You're going up in my list. Oh, that's right. I'll have a list, by the way. And I need to reevaluate the personability of my character on my account assistant. They're from Martin's stash, anyway. Oh, that's an instant fucking downer, isn't it? Without an owner to claim them, they were bound to end up collecting dust in a corner of some lost and found box. If spirits truly do exist, and if Martin had indeed chosen to haunt this very spot, I'm certain he would have chimed in to say, "That seems like the reasonable thing to do, boss." Once again, he wasn't wrong, but his palpable lack of concern for the feelings of those around him seemed to suggest that there was indeed no reason for us to reconsider his personality. Bloody hell, mate, you could have led with that. I think some of that went down the wrong pipe. Of course, food's not there to look pretty. I agree with Hohenheim. After all, what use are all these delicacies if we just let them sit and spoil? Don't waste food. It's a mentality you come to live by when you grow up poor, which is weird then the Honglu's saying it because he grew up rich. Oh, we can't, let these tasties go bad, right? Is it that good? It is good, but not that good, Executive Manager. She's simply a glutton with no regard for flavor. You know, I do feel pretty bad for Dante every time we get a chance to eat something good. What with being unable to eat and all, what people haven't noticed is there's actually a little cap, like a teeny tiny little cap on top of Dante's clock, and if you unscrew it, you can pour things in, and that's how they eat. I don't think it's something to feel bad about. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Muttering, I looked up to stare at Rhodia. Oh, yeah, that really hit the spot. Somebody stop me, because I can't. Downing her third can of the drink. That reminds me, I'd once cobbled together a gustation simulator as a hobby project. Gustation simulator? Well, as we all must be aware, energy gel is the most efficient form of sustenance. It is tiny, highly caloric, yet, unfortunately, makes for quite a flavorless and gustatory experience. So I've devised a gadget that, once a food item is placed and scanned in its flavor analyzer, it transfers its exact flavor profile directly to its wearer. Is this like those fucking things, right? And I kept seeing ads for these all the fucking time, like they would show up on content creators who were big enough to get fucking brand deals. I think I saw it on Bricky's channel or something, I don't know. But those fucking bottles or something, where they would use a scented thing in the cap or something so that whatever you drank would taste like cola, for instance. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen those, so I don't remember the details, obviously, and I didn't know the science behind them to begin with, but it sounds like that. I don't know. It is rather simple to equip and operate too. Simply wearing it on your wrist should transfer the flavor information to the wearer, but I must have misplaced it. I gotta say, that sounds pretty revolutionary for how dismissive you are about it, like it's some kind of toy you bashed together. The joy must come from the invention and demonstration of the technology itself. Indeed, my fellows would, following the regular Illuminators conferences, cast their erstwhile prime inventions into boxes of miscellanea. I remember one of them developed a video game controller that would never ever experience stick drift, and now it's just in a box somewhere, never to be seen by the light of day. Probably because the Video Game Corporation would have fucking murdered them if that had ever gotten out. Decent guess, but you're half wrong. I had indeed intended to distribute it to my team were it not for that single fault. What is that single fault, you ask? When worn for too long, the device would start recognizing even the mere act of breathing as eating. So you just taste it all the fucking time. Oh wow. Every breath I took brought the rush of thick, cloying Basque cheesecake flavor onto my tongue. It would normally be a rather scrumptious delicacy, but when it taints the very air I breathe, it inspires nothing but nausea in my mouth, and thanks to that, I ended up uncontrollably emptying the contents of my stomach on the floor. Why don't you just take the fucking thing off? Oh god, can you imagine that? I can't imagine a single food that I would want to taste all the fucking time. Especially since I'm quite a fan of strong flavors. I like my strong, rich, mostly savory flavors. I wouldn't want that all the goddamn time. It's why for this stupid little vape I have, I picked spearmint. Because I was like, something that's kind of fresh and a palate cleanser. Because I know some people get vapes, they're like, I got a fucking strawberry cheesecake vape. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't know you were a 5-year-old. Second of all, I wouldn't want to taste that all the fucking time. Every time I'm like, oh, I need some nicotine. Time to breathe in sweet air. I don't know. Doesn't work for me. At least with mint, it's like, well, you know, it's a refreshing feeling. My advice to you would be to just not vape at all, frankly. Ew. But perhaps that should not be a problem for subjects who are not coerced to breathe by their autonomic nervous system, such as your manager. Oh, does that mean I'll finally get to partake in Rhodia's food critiquing session during our next team dinner? By the looks of it, they seem quite excited about that prospect. Very well, I shall begin my search henceforth. Then... and then suddenly, Walpurgisnacht. Were these alarms connected to this facility as well? Indeed, every location related to Limbus Company is equipped with relevant devices to detect the arrival of Walpurgisnights. Once the familiar green light and the accompanying alarm began to blare, Faust, who had been wordlessly leaning against the wall with her arms crossed, arguing fruitlessly against the many other hers who are significantly ruder than she is, slowly shuffled toward us. I did ad-lib all of that, by the way. I guess I have to mention that for people who aren't actively looking at the screen. She seemed unusually exhausted, so I thought I might ask her if everything was okay, but... Have the corridor repairs progressed enough for us to explore this scenario, Hohenheim? Of course, contrary to someone who insisted that its frequency is not something we can reliably predict, I had intuited that this odd phenomenon with a taste for green illuminations would be arriving soon, and made the corridor repairs one of our high priority goals. You're welcome, praise me. I see, thank you. Huh? Maybe now's a bad time. Usually that would prompt at least 5 minutes of verbal sparring. That response was... Jesus Christ. He's deeply concerned. That response was indeed most unexpected, completely breaks the expected behavior patterns. Also, his beard's starting to grow back. How about that? Dante, let us enter without delay. Oh, okay. It sounded as though Hohenheim muttered something at us at the last second, but his voice was soon devoured by the sinners and their raucous chatter, accompanied by the slurping noise of drinks guzzled down. Oh, nice sword, Ryoshi. But, oh, depressing. Yeah, let's see. We're in the welfare team section. Maybe it's blue all over because that's their main color? What, you don't like blue? This place is pretty big, too. Not as big as Central Command, but this place has got a pretty high ceiling. Couldn't they have changed the actual colors or interior design of this hole? Different lights, sure, but ain't all these always samey looking? Starting to get a bit old for me. I think consistency is a good thing, actually. The library always throws something new at us every visit, and there were times when we got killed before we even knew what was going on. Forsooth, if our lives be forfeit all the same, wouldst thou not say that they are best spent on new experiences? New experiences such as witnessing a color with our own eyes. Hasn't that bloke's blue sliced and diced you enough more than a dozen times last? Don't tell me you enjoyed every single one of them. Unsurprising that we were unable to take the blue reverberation. I wish we could have had the chance to fight it, though. Hey, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't consider your lives to be forfeit all the same. More death equals more pain for me, you know? Well... Despite their relative predictability, it is inadvisable to underestimate the former L Corp's ordeals, as they are also characterized by progressively intensifying danger levels. Big bad's no good. Just wait till the Green Midnight shows up. Danger levels? Indeed, the scenarios first began with the dawn, then it was the noon, and followed by suppression of a VAV risk level abnormality. That's true, I don't know why, but my brain didn't even clock that Sword Sharpened with Tears is a fucking VAV. So we're getting pretty high up there in regards to overall levels of power in this place. It is obvious that the ordeal following our previous encounter would pose a greater level of danger than the ordeal of noon. Ah, you must be referring to the incrementally progressive pressure we had discussed prior, Miss Faust. Yes, following that deductive mode of thinking, this ordeal must be... an ordeal of dusk. It is, isn't it? Blimey, you've certainly got a talent for spectacle. Say you ain't in the habit of stalling, waiting for dramatic moments to drop important information, are you? If she was, she would never admit it. Faust does not care for such useless, vain theatricalities. Oh, you do. It's just that your other yous don't. What? I was clearly joking, lass. You didn't have to be so cross about it. I don't fucking... I should probably sort out a few doubts for Faust to go over in our next consultation session. Oh, we'd better focus on the ordeal at hand first. Faust, mind shedding some more light on it? The time will be dusk, and the color is amber. The food chain is set to appear in this ordeal. I remember the fucking amber dusk being quite dangerous. The food chain, as in that whole natural cycle of eat and be eaten? Oh, why? Why is it gotta be bugs again? While I was still mulling over what Faust had just said, Rhodia, who seemed to have noticed something squirming in the distance, burst into a disgusted, irritated rant. Ever since the last time, it's just been one thing after another trying to gross me out. Is this also supposed to be one of the goals of the so-called scenario setup? While still holding the can of jelly drink in her hand. Oh, there it goes. I've completely lost my appetite. Either finish chewing before you speak or wipe that revulsed grimace off your face if you insist on shoveling the jelly down regardless of the creature's sight. One lapse in decorum at a time. Fortunately, Executive Manager, the entity's movement speed appears notably slow. A meticulous distance measuring coupled with a methodical stratagem should allow us to neutralize the target without issue. Right, then there's no need to rush. If we can just make sure to move faster than those things do, we should be fine. Yeah, well, you know... Sometimes you're focusing on something else and you don't notice when they've devoured 80% of a team. The perfect food!
곤란하네. 나는 어떤 사람과도 잘 지낼 자신이 있지만 관리자님은 예외거든. 관리자님과 희희낙낙하면서 지내는 건 내게도 버겁다고.
Damn, it's sad, it's alright. Look at our dope fucking team. And this music. Fucking love this theme. Oh. Yeah, well, let's have a look. I like the twitch. The twitch is a nice touch. I appreciate that. I didn't even check your fucking... Shit, I don't think you... Oh, no, you are uptight. Are you uptight? No, you're only uptight for the purposes of this event. Right, yeah. Okay, cool. I forgot to uptie them. Because I was going to do it on camera. Upon entry, game 1 to 3, preparing herd migration. Combat start, lose 1 stack. At 0 stack, use herd migration at turn start. So this reminds me of something we had previously. I believe it was the purple event, where it was like various things ticking down, and when it went to 0, something bad happened. At 0, preparing herd migration, use herd migration. If this unit is staggered, recover from stagger when this effect triggers. If Bun Bun is on the battlefield, this passive does not activate. Ordeals are quite distinct from abnormalities. They are vivid representations of intense traumas dredged up at random from humanity's dreams that course through the farthest depths of this company. I only recently thought of this. Also, I just noticed that says Bong Bong, which raises many questions. I always wondered if there was some kind of correlation between Picatula. I always wondered if there was a correlation between Picatula and Ordeals, but nothing has been stated to confirm that, so I don't think so. but it's whatever. On attack hit against a target with a damage target, you target is weak or fatal resistance to level 1 to. Inflict 1 by next turn. How could such a flavorful beverage end up being called Bong Bong? How indeed. Inflict 1 Bong Bong orange on the target that killed this unit. At less than 6% HP, heal 30% HP and lose this effect. Okay. So... the two back ones are about to migrate. They ain't got much health. Well, we get to see our new characters doing their new skills. How very exciting. Go on, Rhodia. Show them what you got. I want to see some cool stuff. Very nice. I like it a lot. Go on, Don. We've seen you before, but still. Beautiful. Love it.
제압 구역의 규모가 너무 큰 거 아니야? 적당히 쉬엄쉬엄해도 괜찮아.
Go on, Heathcliff. Oh. Bad start. That gave him bind. Could have done with more damage, you know. I guess the lack of SP is a bit of an issue. We'll just fight and see what we can do, I suppose. See if you can help finish that off. Good stuff. Go on, Faust. Yes. Yes. Yatta. I'll do it. Do it again.
멀쩡한 장비가 많아.
Yes. You're fine. Don't worry about it. You can keep spending your strongest attacks. It's fine. That won't cause any problems. That was very nice. Oh, so cool. Oh wait, there's more.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
It said, I don't know why you're lecturing me, none of us have died. Although there are a lot of bong bongs. So that concerns me, but I haven't killed anyone unless these are people. Are you trying to tell me that these are people? You're out of your fucking mind. So this is a very low damage attack, but it does have a high chance to successfully clash. And I'm inclined to actually double up to make sure that thing dies. We get eat and sleep, which is helpful. You've still got time. We actually don't need to focus on you. Flaying Surge, and then maybe you could help take out one of these two. You could do with more SP anyways to maybe win that clash. Nice. Nice stagger. I like Reindeer Ishmael. Looks very cool. And the sound effects are fun as well. That was very nice, and I really liked it a lot.
그래도 어디에 누군지처럼 직원들을 사지로 내몰진 않네. 이런 제압은
I know she just got very upset. Go on, lads. You've got this. Very nice. Jesus Christ. That's really cool. Her fucking, like, despair mode is sick. I like it. That thing's dead as shit. Alright, I want you to take them out. That'll be nice and easy. I want to see what reverse beast and reverse arc is, because that sounds fun as hell. Give it a go. See what happens. This might hurt quite a lot. Bare minimum, it'll be pretty cool. It did hurt, and it was very cool. Get him! Good job, Ishmael. That was very good. Fuck it up! Yes! Get them! Yeah! Don Quixote, what the fuck was that? That was insane. She's fine. She's better than fine. She's doing great. That absolutely put us on track to doing well in this. Oh, this is a powerful team, and there's only 5 of them, and I don't... No, they are getting their support skills, okay. Unfortunately, we are getting Greg's. I didn't think we would, because he doesn't exist at the moment. He's not out for the count, but we are getting his support, which means we're losing 5 SP and gaining gloom damage, which is good and bad, you know. It goes both ways. Now, kind of pierce that one, and then this one needs to be focused down a bit, so... Mind Strike, because it's gloom. I want Faust to get the Clash so she can get a bit more SP. And break. And she's gaining gloom damage upgrades, so this is gonna hurt like a fucker. Faust, that was great, and I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. You're so dead. It's so fun. And the soundscape on her attacks, like the feedback, is incredibly fucking satisfying. There's some serious impact noises. Both of these egos are fucking great. Damn. I'm looking forward to getting King of Greed as well. That'll be fucking sick. To accustom oneself to the taste was an inevitable process. How about that? That's a big one. Bon Bon, Juicy Squeezer, Orange. What, you guys beverages or something? When hit by unopposed attacks, take plus 100% damage. When clashing against skills that spend ammo, clash power -3 and convert all coins on its attack skills to regular coins. I know those carbonated bubbles are tasty, but be careful around them, okay? They're unprocessed and highly acidic. Sure, a few spatters of little bong-bongs, pop bubbles might not be so dangerous, but getting doused in the undiluted fluid of those massive bun-buns will melt you guys into a puddle. And then we got Wandering Ordeal. If there are no bong-bongs left on the battlefield except for bong-bongs spawned by this unit, the skill effects of herd migration do not trigger, and this unit gains 3 preparing herd migration next turn. These ordeal things keep popping out from that murky white smoke. Just why is that smoke supposed to be, Captain? Oh, yeah. Once 4 turns pass after this unit, retrieves this unit, all available bong-bongs spawned by this unit returns to the battlefield, then gain 3 preparing herd migration. On kill, summon 1 Bong Bong. At 0, summon as many Bong Bongs as possible next turn. Apparently they've got this special top secret carbonation formula like an in-house recipe. This is all crazy bullshit. You're all crazy, I don't know. But it does have 2000 HP. So we might need to hit it a lot. Nice. Not nice. Go on, Rhodia. Very nice. Okay, so everyone with gloom attacks should in fact do one-sided attacks, unopposed attacks, because they gain like a massive fucking damage bonus, so that should stack and be quite effective. How would this do? Favor neutral. Dominating, that's good. We can work with that. With love here, or maybe Arcana Beats. Yeah, that'll work. Decent. I don't know if we have enough time to kill this thing, though. Maybe if we can land a stagger. I need everything you got, Don Quixote. Show me some magic. That was some good damage. This will suck, though. Very nice. That's good damage. It's not quite enough, though. I don't think if we land the stagger, we're going to be able to do that much damage. But we'll see. We'll see. It's possible. It's also still, we need to get there. There we go. There's the stagger. Just in time. Oh, that's what you like to see. Oh, that helps. Good job, Don Quixote. These are big hits that you're doing.
클리포트 억지력이 높아진 지금 서둘러 제압을 마치는 게 좋을 거야, 관리자님.
I didn't anticipate that maneuver. Well, that's fucked us, hasn't it? I wasn't keeping an eye on this. Or is that an effect that I didn't get to read? Wrap it up, lads. We're about done here.
쓸모가 있으려면 하나 스위치.
That did quite a lot. Good effort, Ishmael. Good effort.
이번에도 멋지게 해냈네. 엔젤라님에게 잔뜩 칭찬을 들었겠어? 당신의 노고는 이곳을 좀 더 멋지게 바꾸는데 일조할 거예요. 같은 그럴듯해 보이지만 하나도 재미없는 소리 말이야.
Yes, indeed. This place is a shithole. It's true. We were so close. It wasn't as complicated as I had thought. Eyes forward, the largest hostile remains standing. Do not drop your guard until it is eliminated. Well, just keep ahead of that plodding freak of a turtle and we're sorted. Ain't as if a bastard spitting venom that eats you to the bone. Besides, if it was that dangerous, Clockhead wouldn't have shoved the rest of them off to the lobby for a breather, yeah? Yet should it be allowed to land but a single blow, thou shalt be crunched betwixt its jaws in dreadful haste. Young Merso, too, was consigned to such a fate. He was so young and full of life. I only asked him to slow down so he could proceed more safely, and didn't think it would turn out like that. I feel so bad. I, too, found myself on the verge of becoming prey to it, but Merso's unhesitating interposition spared me that outcome. I am indeed indebted to him. That Seth for a bloke running this place is a real sod too. It said, was it? Kept nattering while we were busy scrapping, and now it's over. He switched the radio off just to sort himself a coffee. Fucking unbelievable. Maybe it's his way of saying that the best welfare perk for employees is neglect. Excuse me, less talking and more helping, do you mind? I know we all think it's an easy fight, but that thing is absolutely durable, and I have no idea how much we have to throw at it to kill. Her irritated muttering spilled into motion. Ishmael swung her weapon through the air hard against the gigantic bug's carapace. And as though that had just been the blow needed to end it, the creature split into pieces, its bulk crashing to the floor in chunks. And with that... The bulbous engorged orange pustule on the insect's back burst with a sticky wet pop, spraying its contents all over Ishmael, who might be about to melt just like she did in Canto 4. First green, now orange. You got a knack for getting sprayed. Are you okay? Is she? No, just stay there. There's nothing. I've been splashed with far worse out at sea when I was a sailor, you know. Wait a minute, this somehow smells familiar. That look. What was that? For a split second, her face brightened, just to scrunch up into a grimace. Oi, what's wrong? Ease up, Heath. Some of that stuff probably even got into her mouth. Just think how awful that must feel. Taste. I mean, you probably can't even put into words. Oh. No. Someone get over here and give it a taste. It's the exact same flavor as the canned drinks they were having. What makes you think we fancy a taste of that nasty goo? No, that's not it. I'm not being weird or anything. It's just shocking. Shockingly rank, is it? If you're gonna croak from it, we're not daft enough to queue up and join you, yeah? If you keep kicking it like that. Darn it, huh? Heathcliff went abruptly quiet as well. I've tasted this before. It was alluding to that in the passive descriptions, yeah. What? About an hour back. I found aught discarded yonder and thought to retrieve it. Yi Sang slipped gently between Heathcliff's furrowed stare and Ishmael's resolute nod. Resting within his hands were sheets of paper. One was a garish flyer featuring a mascot raising a soda can with an exaggerated smile. I swear this is all just a fucking Futurama reference. Slim? What's the problem? Honey comes from a bee's behind. And what about toothpaste? Oh, you don't want to know. And the other was a booklet that seemed to list up how to use tips for some sort of device. ICC3FLO Bun Bun Juicy Squeezer Orange Instruction Manual. Table of contents, breeding and feeding, exterior carapace, vesicle harvest, liquid extraction and storage procedures. So that means... No, it can't be. It can't. The fly. Yeah, what does the fly say? Go on. Shake a shake, zing a zing, new launch, dancing bun bun, orange flavor. It says. We've seen the can on that flyer before. Same can that's still within our line of sight. Rhodia's not going to take this well, if at all. The same can that Rhodia's holding in her right hand. A container of Bun Bun's so-called vesicles, or pulp. No. That can't be right. It can't be. Rhodia? We watched Rhodia unravel, eyes quaking as she muttered to herself. The next instant, the world went dark as though the candle that had been lighting our path was snuffed out. We found ourselves back in a familiar place, and hey, team energy, everything's fine. No problems. You're back just in time. Manager, I found the gustation simulator for you. Powered back to full, along with some minor modifications given your anatomical limitation that keeps mastication off the list of your physical abilities. But before we proceed, care to explain the cause of this collective display of nausea? No, it can't be right. Tell me it's not possible. This one seems to have completely lost her senses. Was the ordeal more challenging than expected? No. It was actually less challenging than expected, but that's not the problem. The ordeal itself was fine. It's just that there was another ordeal we had to. When time permits, I'll need to research and develop an interpretive device for that clockwork tick-tock. This mode of communication is certainly less than efficient. In any case, I took the liberty of installing the dancing Bun Bun beverage flavor you requested in the simulator. Try activating the function and see whether you are able to taste it. Now, here's the thing. I don't really see anything wrong with that. Because Dante can experience the flavor without even ingesting the substance. All the pros, none of the cons. But I can also understand why they might be hesitant. No, thanks. You're shaking your head. Is that a sign of refusal? Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, guys. Maybe this will be the only time the absence of mouth feels like a blessing. Probably not, given the setting. Poor Heathcliff. Poor Ishmael. Poor Rhodia.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런 것일 테니.
She did 53% of the damage. Now, granted, she had more actions than everyone else, but still, not bad. Well, that was fucking fun. Now there's hard mode as well. And what about the rewards? Good stuff. Now the question is there anything here that would allow me to get another try, as it were, at the extractions? Any rewards that allow me a few more goes? Ooh, yes. There's at least a few tickets here. In fact, we did almost all of easy except for defeating Bun Bun and defeating Bun Bun with the welfare team captain. 9. Oh, come on. Surely I can get one more. Surely I, Foreman, can get one more. But first of all, we need to do some upties.
나는 맞설 거야. 내게서 추출한 눈물과 별자리를 가지고 네가 나를 선택했건 그렇지 않던 간에 난 관리자님의 명령을 수행해야만 하니까.
She looks fucking sick. Rhodia, that looks fucking incredible. She looks fucking incredible. And the animation on that, which is nothing to write home about in terms of the overall complexity, but in terms of the pure visual quality, if we may just go back. Absolutely fucking stunning. Absolutely fucking stunning. I absolutely adore that. That might be my favorite one. That looks so good. So incredibly good. She looks absolutely perfect. I have no criticisms at all. 10 out of 10. Beautiful.
힘이 강해진 것 같긴 한데 두통도 더 심해진 것 같네요.
God, being a reindeer must really fucking suck. Like, don't get me wrong, the power, and they're very cool, but in of itself, it must absolutely blow. Kudos to this. This actually looks incredibly good as well. Very high quality, like that a lot. Animation as well, the way it's slightly hazy as well. Hair's well done. It's clearly an older one, you can tell, because there's a little bit of stiffness in her body animation. But that doesn't detract from it looking really good. I dig that. We might run out of thread.
뭐야? 이 자식 바람 구멍 몇 개 생겼다고 벌써 저 세상으로 가버렸는데?
That's fucking nice. That's fucking nice. Unlike the previous two, there's no animation on this, but it's still a very solid image. Yeah, I dig that. You've been uptied to max. I don't remember doing that, but... Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I've seen this image quite a lot, but it's still very nice. But I often like having them here on their, like, original art, because it's always so fucking, like, passive. I don't know, there's, like, really fucking chill about it. Like, Heathcliff just sat there, like, ugh. And Faust working. This is a different one where I'm like, yeah, it's gotta stay on that forever because it looks fucking incredible. That one also looks really good. Don Quixote's is also fantastic. In both instances, both of hers are brilliant. This is exceptional. Yeah, the little animation, the little giggle, brilliant. Of the two of these, I think I do prefer the Sword Sharpened with Tears overall as an identity, but I cannot stress how close it is, because they're both incredible for different reasons. And of course, lads, it's the channel colors. It's the blue and pink. Light blue and light pink. These are the two IDs that I should be using all the time. Gloom and Envy. That should be the channel. Yeah, I am going to go up Type 4. I like these IDs. Bare minimum, Sword Sharpened with Tears and fucking Name of Love and Hate. This is already upside forward, so that speaks for itself. I'm out of thread. That's fine. I'll have to do some thread excavations at some point. I'm going to give hard mode a try to see if I can get enough tickets to do another extraction, but I'm going to chop this up in a major way because it's going to be exactly what we just did, only harder. So I don't feel the need to waste your time with that too much. Just the highlights. Oh, we start with Bun Bun on hard. Okay, that's interesting.
이렇게 무슨 소용이야. 나는 앞다른 세월
my god.
버트가 결국 실험이야. 이럴 땐 미련 없이 다 쏟아버리는
So I threw that out as a Hail Mary because it wasn't going very well. I think she corroded. She had like a 75% chance. Yeah.
하지 마.
That was fun. That was worth it just to see it. Fuck it, Don. Fuck it. Do it again. You didn't even kill it. You didn't kill either of them.
이번에도 멋지게 해냈네.
That was terrible. I did awful.
엔젤라님에게 잔-
Canonically accurate Queen of Hatred Don Quixote. She's the only survivor.
정의, 실현, 하이라이트에 떠들어볼까?
Highlights. Oh boy, do we get anything for that? Do we get a single fucking thing? Oh, I didn't get any tickets. Oh no. That was the whole point of this venture. See, I shouldn't have allowed her to fucking corrode. Then no one would have died. And I would have got my 4 tickets, some of my 3 tickets even. Silly me. Use the time to select a season 1 identity, including event identities to obtain. Are there any left for me to? There must be. There must be. Surely there are. Yeah, Chef Gregor, and then that's actually all of them. Fuck it.
쓸만한 고기 있어.
Cool, great. I got another thingy. That's fun. Paralyze, bleed, and inflict bind. Bleed, paralyze. Heal HP based on target's bleed. Okay, so you'd work well on a bleed team. Heal 8 HP at the start of the combat phase. At the start of the combat phase, the ally with least HP heals 5 HP. Boost the healing of by... Okay, that's pretty good support, actually. Okay, note to self, don't do silly shit for the sake of it. Even if it is fun. Big moves, big plays, let's see what happens. Go on, lads.
잠깐, 정지. 너 명품을 두고 갔잖아. 거기 그대로 있어. 나 기념품을 집어넣어 줄 테니까.
That's fun. I like that. Sorry, Heathcliff. Now let's not fuck it up this time. Well, I could have done with a heads on that, but you know, it's whatever.
정의보다도 큰 자유, 사랑보다 붉은 자유. 운명 속에 파묻힌 그대 이름을 걸고 여기서 빛의 냄새. 우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을. 아르카나 슬레이어!
So good. Now do it.
이번에도 멋지게 해냈네.
Still a terrible result, but I got what I needed. I doubt I'll end up getting all the rewards out of that one, although I might try some other teams, but, you know, it was pretty cool though, and it was a good event. I enjoyed it. And I got to try out these lot, which was fun.
실현! 자, 이제 경보도 꺼졌으니
Show me the rewards!
이번 주업의 하이라이트에 대해 떠들어볼까?
Yes! If I'd managed to kill that last one, I could have got 3 more tickets. And if I managed to do it without any of them retreating, I could have got 500 lunacy. I could get 2 more tickets from doing that. But if I'm right, I'm not going to be able to kill all 3 of them. I just won't. I don't play the characters well enough. It's fine. I don't need it. Let's do 1 more of these. It's not looking hopeful, but you never know. Yeah, I really like those two ego IDs from the last fucking Walpurgisnacht. I think it was the last one anyway. I don't know. But yeah, I really like Don and Rhodia. Both their IDs are really, really, really good. Very high quality. I'm going to ignore that plane. They fight well. They look fantastic. The animations are gorgeous. All great stuff. Really like them. Looking forward to playing the team fully, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there's nothing. Fine, we're so close. Let's do one more 10 pull. Not a fucking whale, he says. Full of shit. Come on, Sinclair. You know you wanna. Once again, not looking likely. But that was a great story event as well, because nothing that happened in that Walpurgisnacht is necessarily, like, plot critical, or at least none that I can necessarily glean. But it still alluded to everything, and it was some fun, like, quote-unquote filler. It's not really filler, but it is kind of filler, but I liked it. My point is, it was good. I liked it. It was well presented. It was well done. I appreciate it. It was a good time. And we got some good stuff out of this Walpurgisnacht as well. Alas, not meant to be. However, there is one thing I can do to round this off on a pleasant note. Show me the money.
사람은 꽃으로도 때리지 말라. 던가요? 저희 집 꽃은 사람 패는데 이골이나 있는데 말이죠.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Like that. So what's your deal, Ishmael? Please be envy charge. I'd be so happy. There's no way. No. Although that's envy. If the other skill in the same skill slot is a different skill, discard that skill. So it works with discard. That's not surprising at all. Same there. Sinking tremor, sinking tremor. Plus 5% damage for every bright potency on self. Gain offense level. Other skill. Discard. Just tremor and sinking. Very nice. And then Kozan. This skill does not trigger defense skills, and external effects cannot trigger the skill to be reused. At less than 3 bright, cancel the skill and gain 2 attack power up next turn. At 3+, gain the following effects based on potency. A ton of good shit. On hit, with the final reused coin, trigger tremor burst 2 times and reduce target's tremor count by 1. Damn, some wild shit there. It's just funny because that's an awful. Well, it's unclashable, so it's not a clashing move at all. Shuffle hands, floral deck. Something to do with suits. Suzuki grass, blue sakura. Jesus Christ, there's a lot here. On Tails hit, heal 5 SP once per turn. That's a really good passive. That's actually really solid. Deal plus 10% damage against targets in either low morale or panic states. That's nice. Combat start, one ally with the least SP uses a base skill attack to head hit. Heals 5 SP 2 times per ally, excluding allies at minus 40 lower SP. So she's really good support as well. Very solid. Love to look into that at some point. That's all for today, friends. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we were like, okay, I'm going to do one more video before Walpurgisnacht runs out, just to see if we can get the last ID in there, either through people or just through luck. Purely because it's a fun little thing to do, than to check back in and like hang out and stuff. But this has been a fun one. Had a lot of fun going over identities and stuff, doing polls, doing the challenge, going through the story. All of it was a good time. I had a great time and I hope you did too. Don't know what's coming next. Presumably it'll be an intervallo at some point. Curious to see what that entails, but that'll be in the future. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons, Katra Stahl, maybe, Red High, Spectrum, The Lord of Moth, Him Percy, Ego, Franklin Merlo, Engie DePoots, The KV2 Menacing, Boy Bay, Red Star, Kim Taiko, Alcavia Calf, Hotraman, Christopher Hoos, Donut, Honor D, Age of the Chaos, Geigen, Callie, Prince of Lemons, Moongod, Megan, Volwolf, Miscreant, Rock Riku, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Slylag, Sire, Abyssalangi, Princeps, Jacomu, Superstitics, Flyhard, Mighty PH, Entersora, Lanthelian, Gay, Charlton, Saga, Rory, Jack, Ninjdog, Ember Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Mean Baby Bag Turtle, Cuds, Canis Mario, Portrait of Black Life, Steel, Unclever Name, Summercat Flanny, Pinch Dragoon, Proxy, Moa, Caminera, Marek J, Dresso, Solol, Ethabin, Linky, Xeon, Cedar Bin, Ball, Kia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica Tony Pie, Jim Ghost, Hello by K-Bob, Magic Caliber, Frostbite, SB168, and Namad. Support me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. It's nice to know, I suppose, that I will never be short on teams to run for Limbus Company. There's always going to be something new to try. even if now, right this fucking second, Project Moon were like, all right, we're never fucking rolling out another ID ever again, I would still be set for a little while on teams to run. There'd still be a fair amount to play with. And as we all know, that's not even going to be the case. They're obviously going to keep rolling out identities. So it's nice to know, I suppose, that I'm never going to be sat going, oh, I've got nothing to fucking play with for the next Kanto. I'm always going to have something. And that's enjoyable. That's exciting. I look forward to running that shit. And in some cases, I'd be tempted to go back to old teams anyway. I want to run Le with Yi Sang in it, and I want to see what I can do with Seven Association again, just because I like Seven Association. I think it would also be a fun challenge to try and do an actual hard Kanto with the Seven Association, because they're kind of shit, barring some exceptions, and see how that goes. Could be fun. I don't know. I like the challenge. I like suffering. It's just how I play games, I suppose. But I digress, and I'm rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Doodles. Goodbye.